Hi, everybody. I had a really bad week last week. I'm just going to be completely transparent. I really wanted to quit YouTube, like quit, like for real. And I'm not a quitter, but I just reached the end of my ability to deal. And I had a big old pity party and I had a nice sob session. And I spent the weekend really thinking about, why do I do this to myself? Like, why am I putting myself through this? Like, YouTube is not, it's not easy. It's hard. And I'm scrapping and scrapping. And, I just reached 500 subscribers, which I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so thankful for every single person who took the time to subscribe. And that means the world to me. But last week, I just felt like I couldn't keep doing it anymore. And so I just really spent some time thinking about why I do this. And I wanted to share my conclusions with you, just in case there's somebody out there who is like me, like scrapping by just to get 500 followers. It's it's hard and it's not easy. And I think with me spending the weekend really thinking about why I do this to myself, it helped me get some clarity. And I hope that by sharing that with you, it might help you too. So the main thing I learned to understand about the YouTube process for me is that it pushes me outside of my comfort zone. And I am an introvert. I am a Scorpio, and I'm a perfectionist, which I guess Scorpio and perfectionist kind of go hand in hand, but I am a perfectionist. And so for me, everything about being a YouTube creator, content creator, goes against my nature, and it really pushes me in every way that you can imagine. It is so hard to look into a lens and start talking. It is so hard to be vulnerable. It is so hard to share your life. It is so hard to share other people's lives because they count on you. And it's so hard to face rejection. And I really am learning how to push myself past my comfort zone. And I think that's the most important thing about why I do what I do. And I thought about some specific ways that YouTube forces me outside of my comfort zone. Number one, it helps me deal with rejection. And I always want people to like me. I always want people to think I'm a good person. I always want people to be comfortable around me. And I want to make people feel the best that they can feel when they're around me. But despite that, when you put yourself out there on YouTube, you get some hate and you get some rejection and you get like the dreaded thumbs down. And I'm like, I just spent like 15 hours trying to create this. What is it that you don't like? Like, what did I do that made you feel like it was worthy of a thumbs down, and you have to process that. You have to take it in. You have to deal with it. You have to think through, why is this happening? What could I do to be better? But you have to face that rejection, and it's not easy, and it's very vulnerable, and it feels bad, and I'm really learning how to face that. And also, a lot of people don't understand, well, why do you want to be on YouTube? Why do you want to make videos all the time? Like, wait, I don't care what you had for breakfast, and I don't share what I had for breakfast, but they think that it's trivial and they think that it's silly and they think I'm trying to get attention for myself and they think that I'm just trying to be bougie and they think these things, and none of them are true. The fact of the matter is I feel compelled and I feel driven to share things that help people clarify things that they don't understand. So, for example, my niche is Cabo. It's a small niche, I know that, but I think that a lot of people have misconceptions about what Mexico is like and what it's like to live in a foreign country as an expat and what it's like to live away from your family. And I try to tell other people's stories. I try to tell where you can eat, where you can shop, what's good, what's bad, what's ugly, what's beautiful. And it's not about me. It's about helping people understand what's happening here in Cabo. So when people reject that, I think it's a little bit, painful. And I want people to know that this isn't about me. This is about me wanting to share what life is like here. I want to try to correct misconceptions that people have. And so that's why I keep doing this. But being a YouTuber has really helped me kind of learn to deal with rejection, because it's hard. And a lot of people do reject you anytime you're trying to do something great. So that was the first thing I noticed. Number two, it helps me deal with failure, which is kind of like rejection, but not really. Failure is, for me, it's a regular thing because I don't have any formal training on anything. Like I don't know how to make a YouTube channel. I don't know how to edit a video. I don't know how to record a video. I don't know how to do those things. And I had to learn a little bit at a time. And so I'm still very vulnerable in everything that I create because I'm still learning. And I will work so hard, days and days on a video, put it up and it gets like 18 views, and you think you're doing everything right. You think it's gonna take, and it's a failure. And you have to kind of take a deep breath and move on to the next one. So I think on the grand scale, YouTube is helping me deal better with failure as well as rejection. And that has been challenging and it stretches me, but it's good for me, I think. So if you are somebody who's dealing with rejection and failure, you're not alone. I am too. And we just have to keep trying and trying day after day. The third thing YouTube does for me is it helps me to learn new things. Like I just said, I was not raised in the time when we had technology. Like for me, when I had a camera, I had to scroll the little thing and take it to a place to be like developed. Like technology is new to me. I didn't have a computer growing up. I didn't have a camera growing up. I didn't have sound technology and lavaliers and mic. I didn't have lighting. I didn't have those things. And so every single video that I take, every single thing I record, every single thing I edit, I'm learning a new skill. And if you go back and look at my earlier videos, like a year ago, they're terrible. And I didn't know how to do any editing. I didn't know how to do anything. But now I have like sound effects. So exciting. And I have cuts and I'm learning to zoom and I'm learning to make things a little bit more interesting. And every time you hear a little bing in my videos, like that's a major accomplishment for me because I didn't know how to do that and I had to figure it out. And it took me a long time to figure it out. I'm embarrassed to say, but it did. I had to really dig and practice, and it took me hours to learn how to do the things that I'm doing in my videos that take 2 minutes, but it's representative of hours and hours and hours of work and failure after failure and embarrassing situation after embarrassing situation. But it's forcing me to learn new things. Also, I love to interview people. So it's forcing me to be open and learn about their stories. It's forcing me to learn about different ways of life. It's forcing me to look at my audience and think what they might want to see. So I'm opening my mind and I'm seeing new things. And I think it's really kind of exciting. And that's something that YouTube is doing to help me grow. The next thing I think YouTube is doing is it's helping me be more resourceful. I live in Cabo. Shopping is very difficult here. I can't just run down to the store and get a lav. I can't get lighting. It's difficult to get things here. For example, this might come as a massive shock to you, but everything that I do and I record when I'm out and about is on an iPhone 10. That's right, an iPhone 10. That's what I have. And I had somebody tell me the other day, it's kind of heroic that you're doing what you're doing with an iPhone 10. And I am, because I don't have things that I need here. And I have to wait until I go to the States to get a new iPhone. And so it's forcing me to be more resourceful. It's forcing me to try new things. It's forcing me to ask people like, hey, when are you coming down to Cabo? Will you bring me some new mics? Will you bring, and it's forcing me to to think outside the box. It's forcing me to be more resourceful because I don't have resources. And I think that is really stretching me and it's helping me grow. And then the last thing I came up with this weekend is that it's helping me be more creative. I'm by nature very analytical. I like statistics. I like facts. I like to know the algorithm. I want to know how to make this. If I press this, this is going to happen. And if I put this keyword, this is going to happen. And that's my wheelhouse. That's what I like. I like analytical things. I like statistical things. I like facts and numbers. But with this, I have to be creative. I have to learn how to communicate in a way that is more general and more colorful and more intriguing to people. And I have to write descriptions that are more interesting instead of just, this is the fact, these are the facts, this is what this video is about. You know, I have to stretch my creative brain. And I have really kind of enjoyed that. And I realize I really like this. This is kind of an outlet for me. It's a creative outlet for me. And I am learning. And so for those of you who are like me, like scrapping by to get your 500 followers, I would just say, spend some time, look at yourself, look at what YouTube is doing for you, look at what this content creation is forcing you to do outside of your comfort zone. And how can I just keep putting one foot in front of the next? And that's what you have to keep doing. You just have to keep showing up. You just have to keep posting videos. You just have to keep telling stories. You just have to keep getting better every single time. You just have to keep trying. And that's my lesson to myself this week. And that's my message to you this week as well. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully I won't get any haters. But if so, I'm going to learn how to deal with hate. So that's my growth pattern. Thank you for watching. And if you're curious at all about life in Cabo, I would love it if you'd subscribe to my channel and learn about what life is really like as an expat in Mexico.